The thing you have to understand is the primary law of human psychology. And the primary law of human psychology is that people judge on appearances. They don't sit there and try and figure out who is the real Jordan Belfort. What is it really like behind that mask? Or who's the real Robert Greene? They look at your appearances. They look at your body language, your tone of voice, how you project yourself, what you actually say, the superficial things.
Sure.
And you have to be aware of that, and you have to be able to craft it to some degree. And a lot of people don't like that aspect, because I'm saying to be successful in this world, you have to be a bit of an actor.
You know, like I teach a system called the straight line, maybe you know it, and one of the core principles is you have 4 seconds to establish 3 things. Number 1, that you're sharp as a tack. 2, enthusiastic as hell. And 3, an expert in your field, a person of power.
Right.
4, to direct with. And the reason, as I say, is that your mommy told you not to, and your teachers told you not to judge books by the covers, but they did, and so do we. Everyone judges books by their covers.
Yeah.
It's wired into your reptilian brain. We see people, we size them up, we pull them apart and put them back together based on how they're perceived. If you're perceived the right way, sharp, enthusiastic, expert, people will defer to you.
Yeah.
They almost will turn over control of an encounter, of the conversation to you, because we've been taught to defer to experts.
Yeah.
Conversely, if you're perceived as being, dull as dishwater, a disinterested bore, and a novice, well, guess what? Good luck trying to control the flow of a conversation. So it's a critical thing in selling, and when it comes to leading other people. So for sure.
And first impressions are extremely critical.
Exactly.
And the thing is, what I wrote about in my last book, The Laws of Human Nature, I have a whole chapter on nonverbal communication. Mm-hmm. And people have estimated that 95% of communication between humans is nonverbal. Mm. We are basically animals, right? And we have a whole nature to ourselves where we judge people, we pick up signals from them. Mm-hmm. And it's not just the obvious things in your face. I mean, the fake smile, the look in your eyes, so you can tell whether someone is sincere or not. But it's also in your tone of voice and your body posture and how you come up to the way your body is tilted when you address someone. Sure. And you not be aware of it, and you may not be aware of it yourself, but you are actually unconsciously 100%. Judging people based on these
every
things.
Second of a conversation. I think also what people don't focus on enough is that they think of that in terms of that when I'm speaking, I need to be controlling how I move my body, my expressions, my tonality. But equally important is how you move your body and your tonality while you listen. While you're listening to someone, ooh, ah, all the oohs, ahs, got it. The way you finish people's sentences, and they can see that, wow, this guy because she's sharp. She gets me. They're just like me. That's, I think, where unconscious communication is really usually is underutilized in business, where it's not just what people say, oh yeah, when I talk, I got to sound. No, when you listen, when someone else is talking, that's when you can really get into very tight rapport with someone based on how you very powerful stuff.
I call it the mirror effect. So if you kind of mirror people in their body language or the way you listen to them, it almost is like it almost hypnotizes people. And because we're all narcissists, which is something I talk about once again in my new book, we all have that narcissistic side to ourselves. When another person is reflecting back to us the same kind of looks, the same body language, the same values, the same ideas, it's incredibly seductive. We fall into their spell, right? And the opposite has the opposite effect. So these are things, it's not just, some people don't like this because they say, God, I have to be an actor. I have to be something I'm not. I have to be artificial. But acting is actually kind of an exciting thing to learn. It's like a skill like any other skill, and being able to perform out in public is actually a liberating thing.
I would take a different tack on it. Let me tell you what I think is really even a more profound thing, is that it's not so much that you have to act. People who are poor communicators are tone deaf in their own body language and tonality. See, they actually think they sound good. They think think they're projecting the right message, because they might be thinking something and the words come out unimpeded.
Sure.
But their body language and tonality doesn't follow suit. So
right.
if I say to someone, hey, I want you to really seem like you're interested, and they are interested, they're like they don't realize that they're not portraying what they want. So I don't even think it's about acting.
No, you're right.
I think it's congruency. That those people, their communication platform internally is not wired correctly. Right. So while they think they sound good, I say, okay, do you really like this person? Oh, I love. We call it resting bitch face, basically. Oh, I really like this person. Then what's that look like? What do you mean? They don't realize that their unconscious communication is not what they are trying to portray. So I wouldn't even say it's acting. It's about learning how to be maximally authentic in your own communication.
It's true. It's true, because if you're too fake, if you're trying to put something on that you're not, people will smell that as well. It'll look like you are trying too hard. So there has to be definitely a natural side to this.
The point that someone says, okay, I want you to sound sincere. And they are sincere. It's about something and they just don't sound sincere. So it's like acting, but not acting to disempower or to lie. Right. It's acting to be authentic. I think that's the best way. It's the highest level.
That's very profound. That's exactly what the point that I have in my book, The Art of Seduction, where the art of seduction, the very art of it itself, is that you have natural qualities that are seductive, and I give the different types of people, types that you might fit into archetypes. Mm-hmm. You have a quality that's naturally seductive, but you're not aware of it, and you don't know how to bring it out.
Exactly.
More. And you need to be able to accentuate it and be aware of it.
Yes, that's I think the highest level, and I think that would when I do that, I teach that with selling, because some people are uncomfortable. Isn't it manipulative? I'm like, no, it's not. I'm not telling you to do something you don't actually feel. I'm showing you how to express what you actually feel and want to feel, because you think you sound good, but you don't. You actually sound. It's like being tone deaf. You sound, I sang great. No, you don't. Only you think you sing great. You sound terrible.
Right.
All right, so I want to tell you guys about one of my favorite parts of every morning, and that's when I have my Athletic Greens. Listen, Athletic Greens is my absolute favorite nutritional supplement. It gives me that extra boost for the day. If you know anything about me, then you know that personal performance is a very high priority for me. One scoop of Athletic Greens, I get that feeling, that tingling sensation when your brain and your body are really firing off together perfectly. And that's when I know I'm ready to go out and close at the highest level possible as a salesperson, as an entrepreneur, as a businessman. Makes sense? So whether you're training for a marathon, you're trying to lose a few pounds, or you want to elevate your energy and your focus, Athletic Greens is for you. And if your results are anything like mine, I can virtually guarantee you'll have that extra edge in performance that sets you apart. And here's the deal. Right now, Athletic Greens is offering a free 1-year supply of vitamin D and 5 free travel packs for the Wolf Den listeners. You'll basically never have to buy vitamin D again. Simply visit athleticgreens.com/bonus to get started with this limited time offer. Again, simply visit athleticgreens.com/bonus and get your free year supply of vitamin D and 5 free travel packs.